Hi, my name is Tony Gabesha. I'm the Scoutmaster here at Troop 99 in Newtown. And this is my top 6 items you should buy your Scout for Christmas this year. On recent trips, I've seen Scouts are missing some key equipment, so I'm going to go through my top 6 items for the holiday season. The holidays are a great time to do it. Okay, so for my first item, really the first 4 items on this list are critical items, and every Scout in the troop should have them. The first item is a sleeping bag. The Scout really should have a quality sleeping bag for all camping needs, but especially between the months of October and April, your Scout should be using a 0-degree bag. A 0-degree bag is the temperature rating that each bag is designed for to help you survive at that temperature rating, not necessarily be comfortable. To be comfortable, you really want to have your bag be 20 degrees lower than the outside temperature. So for example, if it's 30 degrees out at night and you're sleeping, you really want a 10-degree bag to be comfortable sleeping. So 20-degree bag, this is the one that I use. This is a 0-degree bag. It's made for cold weather camping and backpacking. It's on the lighter side. This one is synthetic filled. You can get natural down or synthetic. Natural down is tough to keep dry, and when it does get wet, it's pretty much worthless. In fact, it probably make it colder than warmer. So a synthetic has a little bit more R value when wet, and it's easier to dry out while you're actually on the trail. So I like a synthetic blend. This is a mummy bag, which also keeps everything compact for you. So a good 0-degree bag. This is probably the most expensive item on the list, but it's also one of the items that will last probably your Scout's entire scouting career and through adulthood. A good bag, if stored properly, and the way you store a bag is exactly like this. You never store the bag, sleeping bag, actually in the compression sack. You leave it out like this. A good bag will last 20 or 30 years if cared for properly. So make sure you get an adult-sized bag. Don't get a child-sized bag if your Scout's small now, but they'll certainly grow into it. And get as light a bag. You're looking between somewhere under 4 pounds. You can get them as low as 1.5 pounds if you're willing to spend that money. So get as light and as below 0 as you can afford. So a good quality sleeping bag is definitely a must. For my second item, or we're on sleeping items, your Scout needs a sleeping pad. A good quality ground pad or sleeping pad is a must. As you sleep on your sleeping bag, you crush the down, and when you crush the down, it really takes away all of its insulating properties. So you need a pad to kind of make up that insulation. Sleeping pads are relatively inexpensive. You can get one for as cheap as $20, but you can also buy them up to $300, depending on really how much you want to spend and how light you want to get. But for the purposes of the Scouts in the troop, a $20 one is perfectly fine. This is one I've had for at least 5 or 6 years. It looks a little worn, but it works well. It's super light. You can always just strap it to the outside of your backpack if you want. If your Scout's a little bit older and it has this, and you want to upgrade them, you can always go with an inflatable one, which is the one I have right here. This one's much smaller. It can fit actually in your backpack, and you can put it in a dry bag to keep it nice and dry, as opposed to this one where you would have to put on the outside. This one's very comfortable. I've brought this on many trips. This is the one that I use, and it's a great upgrade item if you already have a sleeping pad. So sleeping pad is my second item, and it's definitely a must for every Scout. For my third must-have item for every Scout is hiking boots. These are the hiking boots that I wear. You can see that they're well used. They probably last about 10 months. Of course, your Scout probably going to do them much quicker as their feet grow. But the features you want to look for a hiking boot for the situations we're specifically looking for here in the troop, which is cold, wet weather. You want a high ankle boot that's waterproof. There's lots of debate whether you should have non-waterproof boots or low ankle, but really for what the situation your Scout's going to be in, waterproof is definitely the way to go. They're going to be in wet areas, snowy areas, and that area, that's where the waterproof comes in. You definitely don't want to have cold, wet feet. So cold feet you can deal with, but cold, wet feet, is an uncomfortable situation that you don't want to be in. So just make sure when you buy your boots, you buy them at least a half size or whole size or a size and a half bigger than you need to accommodate thick socks to keep your feet warm and to accommodate swelling of your foot. When you hike a lot of miles, your feet will swell, and you want that to take that into account with the bigger size. Also, you want to make sure that when if you have your Scout try these on after you purchase them, make sure their toe is nowhere near the front of the shoe. You don't want to be, as you're coming downhill, for your toe to bang up on the front. That'll just create blisters and an unpleasant hiking trip. So, the third item, definitely hiking boots is a must on every trip. You should wear them all the time. Okay, so for my fourth critical item on the list, your Scout needs a weekend bag to go camping with, to hold all their gear in one spot and easily get it from the car or the trailer to wherever we're camping, which often they're very far apart. So I recommend a backpack style gear bag. This one here, has you want to look for a waist clip and shoulder straps. You definitely don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on this item. This item, you're not going to Philmont, so you don't need the full-on backpacking type pack. Your son will just grow out of it. So you just want something very inexpensive that'll get the job done for a weekend trip. And this job certainly has. My oldest son has had this bag since he was a weeblo, and it served him well. This is a 45-liter bag, so you want to look for a 45 to 50 liter. Anything under $70 or so is probably good enough for what you need for the troop. So definitely get one of these. You definitely don't want to be showing up for a weekend camping trip with all your stuff in a trash bag. That's a recipe for disaster as far as your gear getting all over the place. And you definitely don't want to show up with a summer camp trunk. That's too heavy to carry where you need to get your gear once we're at camp, and takes up a lot of room in the trailer. When you're talking about 40 guys on a camping trip, room is at a premium. So backpack, definitely get one of these for your Scout for Christmas. For my fifth item on the list, the first four were critical. You need them. If your Scout doesn't have them, you should go out and buy them right now, and the holidays is a great time. But for these next two items, these are definitely go-to items for every Scout that should have one. The fifth item is a pocket knife. If your Scout doesn't have one, definitely go out and get him a knife. Typically, Scouts will buy one at summer camp after they get their tote and ship. The ones they buy at the Trading Post are generally cheaply made and won't last that long. So a good quality knife here is a Swiss Army knife. You can buy these at any hardware store for $25 to $30. This is one I've had since I was a Scout, and it's lasted me a long time. This is the Swiss Army camper model. The camper model has maybe 10 or 12 tools in it, and that's all you need. So resist getting one with lots of tools. Just makes the knife heavy. It doesn't fit in the pocket well, and them tools, extra tools, won't get used anyway. So this, has two knives, the scissors, has a bottle opener and a can opener in here. It does come with the tweezers and the toothpick, which they'll lose within a couple of minutes, but you don't really need them. That's really the other items you're looking for. So, they don't have one. Good Swiss Army camper model pocket knife is the way to go. For my sixth item on the list, every Scout should use a compass. This compass is a Sun2 M3 liter compass you can pick up at REI. Things to look for in a compass are the needle housing should be filled with some kind of mineral to stabilize the needle so it doesn't move around a lot when you use it. This compass comes with the gauges that you need for map study. This compass also has a declination adjustment or correction. If you don't know what declination is, don't worry, your Scout will learn that when he uses compass work, but it'll save them a little bit of math out on the trail. So you can get this one at REI. This is the mid-level version of this compass. It's about $50 to $60. It's not the entry level. It's not one of the really expensive ones. It's just right there in the middle, and that's all you really need for what we're going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to go through this potpourri of stocking stuffers or quick items here. So, first aid kit. If your Scout doesn't already make one as part of his rank or merit badge work, You can also purchase one. Make sure it's in a waterproof case, and most Walmart or REI have some pretty good kits out there. Hiking socks. Can't have enough hiking socks out there. You don't want to get the thick wool or synthetic blend kind. No cotton. You can always use a lot of them. If your son's into, or your scout's into backpacking, a good backpacking stove is always good. This is a very inexpensive one and has worked well for me. Probably about $40 at REI. Another great stocking stuffer are these little carvings, whittling projects. Get these online for $2 or $3 at a shot, and they're great for Christmas presents. Go along with the stove, you get a metal cup. It's great for it's durable. It's great for cooking on too. So you can use right on top of the stove. Your backpacking, use as a makeshift pot. Mess kit items. Can't have too many mess kit items. They're very inexpensive at Walmart or any camping store. So mess kits, dry bags. If you want to upgrade from a trash bag to keeping yourself dry, you can buy some official dry bags. This one here is from REI. They come in a 3-pack. Rain gear. All rain gear. You need rain gear whenever you go out. A poncho's good, or if you want to upgrade to a rain jacket, that's preferable for backpacking. That's also a great item. Hammocks. A lot of the boys have these on camper trips now. If you want to grab a hammock, they're pretty inexpensive, and they're great to throw up on a tree and relax at camp. Camp pillow. They have these at REI as well, and Walmart and all the outdoor stores. It's a great add-on. And if you're going winter camping, this is a sleeping bag liner. This will give you a couple more degrees if it's really cold out, and it's great for winter camping.